Rebecca Beasley here and Becca Barron here from Cruise Planners Seas World Travel. We're just we disembark in the morning, a cruise to Southern Caribbean. We wanted to talk about our stop in Bonaire. And Becca, you want to start?
Yeah, so Bonaire was our second port of call, and we did a South Island tour. It was South Island,
yeah,
right?
South Island.
Yeah, a South Island tour and snorkeling adventure, and it was really good. We got to see a lot of the highlights of the island, the slave huts, the salt flats, the lighthouse, all that kind of stuff. It was really nice. Yeah, and we had a guide explaining a lot of it to us, which was really nice. And we did not book through the cruise line. We did an outside vendor. There was only 5 of us in our whole group, which was really, really nice. And the snorkeling in Bonaire is really good. Bonaire is known for its scuba diving and snorkeling, and so that's definitely something you can do when you go to Bonaire.
Yeah, the snorkeling was really interesting. We didn't go out on a catamaran and snorkel there. We went into one of the little public beaches along the way. There's several of them, and and he takes you. He knows exactly where to take you to see the fish, and so it was along the shore that we snorkeled, and it was really just looking at the different reefs, and he would explain what this reef was or what this fish was and that type of thing. So it was really good. Now, when we booked Bonaire, we're too busy booking everybody else's travel, and we didn't really think about our own trip.
Until the last minute on ours.
And so then
we're our own worst clients.
Right. And so then we, all of a sudden go look and we think, oh gosh, we want to rent a golf cart. That would be nice to drive around the island, and they're all sold out. We waited too late. Well, it turned out to be a really good thing, because we passed 1 million golf carts along the way, and they have no one there explaining as they drive by this and drive by that. I mean, he could explain, our guide was explaining every little thing you see.
The history.
This little obelisk. Was it an obelisk?
Oh,
he was calling them?
Little triangle
things. It's
what
got
they
obelisk and the colors and what they mean. The salt flats, how they harvest the salt.
Why the water's pink.
Yeah, why it's pink and at what stage. And, when Cargill came in, what they did. And,
flamingos, how they only lay 1 egg a year. All kinds of...
so we learned a lot as we went along. And then we got to really snorkel for a good 45 minutes to an hour?
I would say it was a long time. Much longer than you normally do on a snorkel excursion.
Yeah, so it was very, we're glad it worked out the way it did. Like I said, along the road we passed golf cart after golf cart, and I'm thinking, no one's explaining any of this to them. So what does it mean to drive by the salt flats when no one's telling you about
what's the slave hut, what's the history of those, and how many slaves stayed in one hut? And y'all, these things were tiny.
And you see the little triangle thing, and it's like you have no idea what that means and what that indicates. So we're really glad we did the tour that we did. My biggest negative about Bonaire is shopping at the port is horrible. And so if you're looking to buy a lot of souvenirs there's not a lot of places to do it. Number one, and number two, they're not. They're like going into a clothing shop.
It's very expensive.
And spending $30 for a T-shirt that says Bonaire. It was, they're selling all fancy clothes and stuff. There's just not your typical souvenir shops in Bonaire anywhere near the port. They do have a local market of local made stuff, but beware, they do not take credit cards. So that's the problem. So if you have plenty of cash, you can shop the local markets, which I prefer to do. But once I ran out of cash, that was it. So we had to go try to find somewhere else.
Bonaire is definitely important. You want to do an excursion. I mean, I would have been disappointed in Bonaire had we just gotten off and tried to shop, because there really is not a lot of shopping. And another thing, I know we mentioned we went to the beach to snorkel. I just want to add in that the beaches in Bonaire are not like a beach you think of at home. It's not a big sandy beach. They're very rocky. And there's not really like a spot to lay on the beach. It's just rocks you got to kind of climb into. And so it's definitely somewhere you want water shoes.
Yeah, and we should have said that.
It's beautiful water, but it's not.
And Aruba too. Beach. I know this video is about Bonaire, but bring your water shoes for Aruba and Bonaire.
The Southern Caribbean, you will need water shoes.
You will be walking
the water is absolutely gorgeous once you're in. Great snorkeling. But
and good cool waters.
In the water too is just rocks, so you definitely need shoes.
Yes, definitely bring water shoes along your trip for the Southern Caribbean.